Hey guys, Ashley with Amare. So I want to talk to you guys about something. A client said to me the other day that the procedure she had was non-invasive. She had liposuction, like full-blown incisions everywhere, cannula going in her body, full-blown surgery. Okay, she said it was non-invasive, and I was like, the cannula went into your body. That's the definition of invasive, going in, right? So if I'm in the bathroom trying to do what I gotta do and Buddha comes busting in the door, for you guys who don't know, Buddha's my dog, 90-pound big guy, comes busting in the door, he is invading my space. That is invasive, okay? If he's standing outside the door, just chilling, he's being non-invasive, okay? So when we're talking about surgery or any procedure, I'm not Botox, fillers, knee surgeries, hysterectomies, all of it. There's 3 things we need to know about what's going on during your surgery, okay? So there's non-invasive, minimally invasive, and invasive, okay? So I know the place that she got it done was Elite, and she said it was non-invasive, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I went and looked it up. Elite and SonoBello do minimally invasive lipo. Now, I know this is where you guys get in trouble. They make it seem like, oh, it's just a little bit of lipo. You'll be fine. Like, you'll have 48-hour recovery. You'll be perfect. It'll be great, right? They don't tell you you're going to swell like crazy. They don't tell you you may have fibrosis if you don't start getting rid of that swelling, because the swelling's going to coagulate and become hard and thick and start building up as tissue in your body. And that can become permanent. They don't tell you about any of these things because it's minimally invasive, quote unquote, right? So you guys brush it off and think, oh, it's no big deal. It's minimally invasive. It's not like regular lipo. Yeah, no, it is. It is. You need to treat it like it's a full-blown surgery. You need to treat it like you just had a hernia repair. Like, really treat it like surgery. Because they get you guys in this mindset where they're like, oh, it's minimally invasive, you're fine, and then you don't treat it like you should, and then you wind up not being fine, and you wind up with complications, and you wind up with swelling for 5 months and hating the way you look because you didn't really take it seriously. So I want to read you something because I'm a researcher and I'm doing a little research because she said that, and I was like, wait a second, why did she think that? What did they do? So these places tell you the downtime is going to be like nothing, you'll be fine, it's okay, you don't need to wear a garment, like all this stuff, right? And they say minimally invasive, and you guys don't really know what that means. You think it's just like, oh, it's okay. So I want to read you something. This is from plasticsurgery.org. The title of the article is, Does Non-Surgical Fat Reduction Work? Right? Forget that. We're not worried about that part. What we're worried about is what's in this article. So it says, how does, meaning minimally invasive or non-invasive, this is non-invasive. How does non-invasive compare to regular liposuction? Non-surgical fat reduction, also often called non-surgical liposuction, but it really isn't liposuction at all. Traditional liposuction or liposuction is a surgical procedure involving small incisions in which a tube is inserted into the fatty area. The fat is then sucked out through the tube, resulting in permanent reduction of those fat cells. So regular liposuction, any liposuction, if it's called liposuction, a cannula is going into your body, sucking fat out. That is invasive. It's going into you, all right? So liposuction can be used on large areas of the body with significant fat deposits, blah, 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 okay? Non-surgical liposuction can be one of a number of procedures which uses lasers, heats, cooling, sound waves to destroy fat cells, which will then be removed by the body as a metabolic product. So that means that this machine is not going into your body, but it's using heat, cooling, lasers, sound waves, and then they go on to give examples such as Alexis, iLipo, cool sculpting is the big one, lipocavitation is a big one. So this is a thing being put on your skin, not going into your body, no cuts, no anesthesia, nothing like that, where it's blasting the fat cells and destroying them, and then your body's lymphatic system, your waste system, is picking up those broken tissue fat cells and you're peeing them out. So let's dive a little bit here. How does that happen? You get this done. it creates like a localized injury, basically, like if you like stub your toe, right? Creates a localized injury. The where that cool sculpting pad is on your skin will be like a little red, a little swollen, right? Your body is supposed to take that swelling down. Now, when you just have one area, it's a little bit of localized swelling. Your body then engages its lymphatic system. The swelling comes in, the swelling cushions it, it soaks up all those broken pieces. The swelling sits there to heal that area, and then when it's healed, the swelling is then taken out by the body's lymphatic system, dumped into your blood, and you pee it out. That's how that works. You're peeing out the broken fat cells. You're peeing out the swelling that was there to pick up the broken fat cells. That's how it's supposed to work. We'll get back to that. Put a pin in that. All right. So, it says the actual fat reduction takes place over the course of weeks or months, and several treatments may be required, right? So non-surgical fat reduction is just what it says, non-surgical. So lipocavitation, cool sculpting, all of that. There are no incisions done, which means it's a non-invasive procedure with less recovery time. So if there are no incisions, like with cool sculpting and radiofrequency, lipocavitation, all these little things that we have that are great, that work for like little areas like chin and like little bit of arms, like little things, that's non-invasive. There are no cannula holes, nothing's going into your body. That is the definition of non-invasive procedures. When it's something where you have incisions, a tummy tuck is invasive, okay? A hernia repair is invasive. A C-section is invasive. Lipo is invasive. They're cutting you and going into your body. That is a full-blown invasive procedure. Now, here's the other thing. Minimally invasive, which is what SonoBello and Elite and all those things are, right? Where they're like, oh, there's no downtime, it's fine. Here's the thing with that. They're still going into your body. Just because it's a tinier hole doesn't mean they're not using a cannula. Doesn't mean they're not going into your body and breaking tissue and sucking it out. It's still liposuction. It's still surgery. It's just minimally invasive. So, what does minimally invasive mean? Minimally invasive is something like laparoscopic surgery. So, they make 3 little pinholes, and they go in there with like their little scopes and their little micro tools. And like if you've ever had your gallbladder removed, or if you've ever had your ACL repaired or meniscus, and you have 3 little pinpricks, and they go in there with their little tools and they fix everything up. Robotic surgery is also like that. It's minimally invasive. That's another really good example. And then they pull out and you're good. It's not like a full cut. It's not like a full cannula hole where they're like all up in there. So that's minimally invasive. Just because the lipo is minimally invasive doesn't mean you're going to have less swelling. Doesn't mean you're going to have less chances of fibrosis. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have to do all the work to heal that the same way you would regular lipo. Their technology is great. The way they're doing it is great, but you guys still have to treat this like full-blown surgery. You still have to get your MLD. You still have to be in a proper garment that's not cutting into you or super, super loose like a Spanx where your swelling's growing out of control because there's nothing to hold it, because you're treating it like, it's whatever. It's fine. They told me I didn't need to. They told me it's okay. Their garments are really stretchy. It's okay. And then you're having all these complications because it's still surgery. Just because it's minimally invasive doesn't mean that it's non-invasive. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have to do the work to heal. So this is plasticsurgery.org's article. If you guys want to check that out, I was doing a little digging there. But yeah, again, minimally invasive is like little operating techniques. So in general, this is a different article from mayoclinic.org. In general, minimally invasive surgery is associated with less pain, shorter hospital stays, and fewer complications. Now, here's the thing with that. I'm going to close the laptop at that point. When we talk about the SonoBello and the Elite and all that, they're putting you not always out completely with anesthesia. It's like a twilight state. It's like a laughing gas kind of situation, and like a Valium and like a thing like that, where it's like you're all relaxed and loopy and you don't feel anything. Here's the thing, guys. I have a lot of clients who will say that they do that and they do the laughing gas situation and they feel everything because it's still a cannula going in there, and they will be in pain, and they will be telling them they're in pain, and they'll have to put more of like the pain meds and the little local anesthesia that they're doing. Like, it's still surgery. Now, I have seen amazing results come out of SonoBello and Elite all the time. I see them every week. Amazing, amazing, amazing surgery results. The recovery is where we get kind of messed up here, and it's like, oh my God, why did I do this to myself? This is so much. Because we're not prepared. Mentally, we're not prepared. We don't take it into consideration that, like, yeah, because it's minimally invasive, we don't think that it's still invasive. We kind of like omit the invasive part, and we're like, oh, but it's minimal, it's fine. But that's where we start messing up. And that's where you guys have really high expectations because they make it seem like it's not a big deal when it's still full-blown surgery. And that's the thing. It's still surgery. So minimally invasive, invasive, laparoscopic, it's still surgery. You're still going to need to get true MLD massage. You still need to get all of that fluid reabsorbed into your body so you can pee it out. You're still going to need a proper garment and foams for your recovery 24/7. You're still going to have to be on it with the water and making sure your diet is on point for your recovery. It's not a ticket for you to just slack and throw everything out the window because it's minimally invasive. That doesn't mean your aftercare is going to be minimal aftercare. That's not what that means. It just means that the destruction on the body is not going to be as bad as if it was regular liposuction. But that doesn't mean the recovery is going to be any less. Your recovery is still going to need to be just as intense, especially if you guys are doing like 4 liters of lipo. 3 liters of lipo, 5 liters of lipo. If you're doing your 360 and your arms and your chin, you gotta be on it with your recovery. Do not slack with that because it's minimally invasive. Don't think that you can do minimal recovery and be totally fine. Now, caveat to this, I understand there are people who will get full-blown lipo and be out with their beach body in 4 weeks and totally fine and healed and perfect and all of that. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people who say one of two things. Either that person waited to get the surgery for a while, researched it, was on it with their like pre-op before their recovery. They were like already getting prepared, super excited for it, and healed beautifully and wonderfully and was on it and took the time to stay home and took the time to take care of themselves right after surgery and was like on point with their diet. Then you got the other set of people where they'll just go get it done. And they're like, nah, I was fine in like a week. Yeah, I'm swollen, but I'm still going to go to the beach. I'm cool. Okay, that may work for them. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Your health issues, your body, the way that you're taking care of your body is not the same as their body. Just because they also went to Elite, they also had 3 liters of lipo done, and they also used the same surgeon, does not mean you're going to have the same recovery as them. Does not mean because it's minimally invasive, you don't have to do all the work to recover. It just means that the technology that they're using isn't going to be as aggressive, as rough as the lipo, but you're still going to need to take care of yourself as far as the healing and the recovery. So I need you guys to think. I really need you to start being smart about this. I need you to think like, okay, what exactly am I getting done? Like, what exactly are they doing? Let me go look up a video of Elite and see exactly what it looks like. Yeah, that really looks like liposuction. Like, that looks like they're putting a cannula in my body and going back and forth. I'm probably going to prepare for my surgery the same way I would if I was getting regular liposuction. Or, again, if you're looking at the videos and you have questions, ask. Oh my gosh, guys, ask your doctor. Like, okay, so it says it's minimally invasive. What is it? Like, what are you doing? Is it still a cannula going inside of me? Like, what is going to happen to my body? You guys need to know what's happening to your body so you know how to heal properly. Because just because you don't have stitches, just because you have little pinprick holes, just because they're really tiny and they close up really well, doesn't mean the inside of your body didn't get all of that localized trauma happening to it. Just because the outside doesn't look so bad doesn't mean the inside doesn't look so bad or look worse because you had all that work done. And again, you guys will be fine for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then in the proliferation stage of healing, when the fibrosis and the tissue making starts to come in and the swelling starts to become an issue, you start freaking out because you thought it was minimally invasive. So you thought it wasn't going to be as much of a recovery. That is not true. Talk to people who have ACL surgeries. Talk to people who have meniscus surgeries. They are just in as much pain as the people who have to get their knee cut open. They still have to do the PT. They still have to wear whatever little bandages the nurse is putting on there. They still got to do the exercises. They still got to take care of it and recover properly. The same person who got laparoscopically, Yes, they may have been a candidate for it. The other person may not have been. They're still going to need to do the same amount of PT. They're still going to need to do the work to heal. Same thing with regular lipo and minimally invasive lipo. It's still liposuction. The end. It is still lipo. I know it's really hard. They make it seem like it's this frilly little thing and it's really quick and it's whatever. And then you guys are furious when you go in for your follow-up and you're like, bro, I got all these questions. What the fuck is wrong with me? And they're just like, oh, you're fine, you'll heal, it's okay. And you're like, okay, it's been like 3 months and I'm not healing, it's not okay. And they're like, no, it's fine, you're okay. And you're like, you said this shit was minimally invasive. I feel like it was hella invasive, and now I'm not okay. And they're like, give it another couple of months, wait till your 6-month mark, you'll be fine. But this is because you guys didn't really understand what your body was going to go through. You didn't get the magnitude of the surgery that you signed up for. Same thing with lipo and BBL in Miami. Like, you guys don't really fully grasp the magnitude of how intense this stuff is and how intense the healing can be from it, even if it's just lipo. It can be pretty intense. It can be a lot to wrap your mind around, especially after surgery when you're looking all crazy and then you're in pain on top of that. So I do the research, so you guys know what to look for, so you hopefully get some of the wheels turning and get some of this preparing happening for you guys. Those articles, one of them is Mayo Clinic, the other one is plasticsurgery.org. Please, guys, that is a really good resource. If you have questions, try going on plasticsurgery.org, reading articles about the thing itself. Don't read, how do I get rid of fibrosis? No, stop that. Go and look up what fibrosis is. Go and look up how it was created and how you got into this mess. Don't go just Googling the web for your answers like a late night DM situation. Go and learn. Go and do the research. That's why I do the videos for you guys, so you get some kind of grasp around what this stuff is, and the resources are out there. I pulled up that article in 2 seconds and I read the whole thing. And I read it to you guys. So I hope this helps a little bit. Please be informed about the surgery that you're getting done. Please make sure you understand what's going to happen to your body, because that will help you understand how intense your recovery is going to be and how much you're going to need to plan for it and how much you're going to need to prepare for it and how much you're actually going to go through during the surgery and how much you're going to go through after the surgery. So just to wrap it up, give you some little nuggets here. Non-invasive, cool sculpting, lipocavitation, radio frequency, ultrasound, things that are going over your skin is non-invasive. Minimally invasive is tiny incisions, still surgery, still liposuction, no difference in healing. You may not be as sore, it may not be as much tissue destruction because it's minimally invasive, which means it's a lot less invasive than traditional liposuction, which is invasive, which is a really, a cannula, a whole thing going up in there and cutting you up all in there with lots of incisions. So if you have incisions, it was either minimally invasive or invasive. If you don't have incisions and you're doing some sort of like a body contouring treatment or something like that, that is a non-invasive thing. So guys, ask questions, do some research. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, if you need help, if you're not sure, do not DM us because you'll get the same response that I'm going to give you right now. Call the office. Call Alex. Have her set you up with an appointment with me. 732-841-0142. She will be happy to help and give you any information she can. Guys, I don't know how many times we can tell you this. She cannot give you advice. I cannot give you advice unless you are my actual client and I know your medical history. So please stop asking us for advice and sending us your naked pictures. We don't want to see that because we're just going to tell you to call the office and set up an appointment if you really need help. So 732-841-0142. I hope this was helpful and I will talk to you guys soon. Ashley with Amare. Bye.